all the piggies. So many piggies, they all go scrum to scrum, hand in hand through their marsh life.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Pig Pen, episode 2. With me is John Hamilton, as per usual. How you doing, John? You alright?
Good. How are you, Jez?
Yeah, I'm good, and I think we've got a special guest today. So
We do have a special guest today.
So let's introduce him.
Okay, a piggy that legendary piggy that everybody knows, Ross Bendix, aka PB Drama Queen. But I'm sorry, Ross. That wasn't your first PB name, was it?
No, it was PB Stitches because John Bradley tried to kill me in a car accident. But another story, another day.
But there was another one in between there, right?
No, that was the first. That was the first.
Okay.
Was there another one?
He was PB Schumacher, and
Right.
he decided to do a U-turn at 40 mile an hour in the middle of the night,
Right.
and I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and I got the proverbial San Miguel light bottle on the head, and the rest is history. But yeah, I got called PB Drama Queen by Bentos because I walked into a tackle after being thrown the ball by Doddy Weir, who is the legend he is, and I remember passing the ball to Bentos, and then he passed it back to me, and Doddy looked at me and went, "Give me the ball," and I didn't, and I should have done, and I walked straight into the wall of basically a Philippine Mahap player, and I broke my nose, and Bentos thought it was really funny to play around with it, and he went, "Don't be a drama queen," so...
And it stuck.
Yeah, maybe the rest
came.
is history, but I'm really proud of the fact that I just had the ball tossed to left and right by two legends.
Right, two British
and I was
Lions.
wearing a Muppet shirt, which is pretty much my name.
Right. So the origin of the story is two British Lions plus
an idiot from Cornwall
got your name from one of the British
I
Lions.
got my name from John Bentley, aka Bentos. Yeah, he gave me my name. Yeah,
and this is just maybe it's an idea for a future. One of our future episodes would be like all the PB.
Maybe
names.
I'll die happy.
We could
die happy because Bentos. I'm not going to go into details because we're live on air. But I certainly don't want to share any other stories apart from that. He is a living legend.
I mean, the stories I heard of him is I just
we'll leave it there.
There are tour rules.
Indeed.
And in Hong Kong we call them...
Can I have a sip of my Stella now?
Of course.
Brilliant.
And we all know that in Hong Kong they're called Kai Tak rules.
We're not sponsored by Stella.
Right? Kai Tak rules.
Oh, we're talking about Kai Tak rules.
As soon as you get to Kai Tak, then the silence begins. But
it is a true story, that I passed the ball to Doddy. He passed it back to me. I passed it to John. He passed it back to me. He said, "Give the ball to Doddy," and as soon as I said, "Give the okay,"
Smash.
I got hit. It was a wall of some 25-year-old Filipino lad, and all he did was apologise afterwards for breaking it. And I bought him a few pints, and we had a laugh. But it was just one of them moments that. And I was wearing a Muppet shirt with the drums, the animals.
Animal,
That's great.
2012. Brilliant
2012, and it feels very nostalgic, but not only because of the years, but also because we were playing rugby back then.
No, bloody yeah.
And now we're not really.
We're not.
Pandemic thing. So we just want to kind of touch on where we are now. It's April, barely into April 2021. We are not back to playing rugby yet.
No, we're not.
And everyone's affected by this and feeling the effects. So now, Ross, many of our listeners will already know that we are doing this walking challenge in April in Hong Kong. So this came out really suddenly, and I think that you're the impetus for that. But kind of, why don't you tell everybody how it started and how it snowballed into what it is, what we're doing this month?
Cool. I think you know me, Johnny. I mean, I can be the fly in the ointment sometimes, and I can be a little bit the get over his collar. But the reason why I do what I do is I truly believe in, and it comes from how I grew up in Cornwall, is that you have to champion the underdog, right? You have to. You have to help as many people as you can that can't help themselves.
Right.
So the reason why I do the tournament, which we can't do at the moment, which is obviously everyone's frustration, is that we run it and we do it the best of our ability, and like my dad always used to say to me when he was alive, bless him, was you can always be better. You got to keep pushing it, and that's what we did, right? That's what we do as a club. We got the Piggies as the brand, and you got the Fat Boy Tens as the rugby tournament, and the rugby tournament is all about everyone coming together and raising as much money as we can. So we can't do that. We know people are in lockdown. We know people at the moment are not able to self-sustain, and people are struggling. So the 500 kilometres was a bit of a joke. I just went, I'll do 500 kilometres, that's clever. I didn't realise it was 17.1 kilometres a day, which was
a lot.
Yeah,
it's not insignificant. Every day you wake up knowing you got to go 17 kilometres.
There's only so many times I can go up and pass the toilets at the Lan Kwai Fong place where I walk past every day. But all joking aside, the 500 kilometres got taken on into a different dynamic by Rich Lung, and he said, let's do 2,100 kilometres. And I'm going like, what do you mean? He said, well, it's 1,045 there to Angeles to deliver all the money, and then back.
Okay.
Well, that's quite cool, right?
Not bad,
so he said, you're missing a trick, and Rich, he's quite driven, and he's the walking class master of all of us, right?
He's God.
So he is, and he did that, and what we've all embraced is everyone now is looking to do the 2,100 between five of us. So we've got me, we've got Lincoln. And we've got Andrew Lupton, and Andrew, for work commitments, has said I'll commit to 250. Got Greg, who's a wonderful, wonderful human being. He's in his 60s. He's Australian, and he met me in Wan Chai, and he wanted a sense of purpose about what he's doing, and he's just chosen to come on board with us and do the running, but he's never played rugby or whatever. I mean, Aussie, but he's a great bloke. Not that I'm saying Aussies aren't great blokes, but he's just decided to embrace what we're doing, and it's fantastic. So he's doing 350. Lux is doing 250. I'm doing 500. Rich is doing 500, and Lincoln
Kinley.
Our challenged follically friend.
Follically challenged,
I'm going to tell him you said that.
Being PC about
it. You brought it up.
So we're doing 1,500 between three of us. So I'm up to 150 now. And the reason...
It's today the 7th.
The reason why we're doing it is not because of vanity or that we can do this. It's just to show that whatever you put your mind to, you can do something new, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. And it's not, like you said, it's not vanity, but it's just also a challenge to yourselves and to everybody else, right? And I think it's on the Simply Giving website, that link we've shared on Facebook already. So I think at least most of the Piggies are probably aware of it.
Yeah, the people are that.
But if they're not, they can go to our Facebook page and it should be there as well.
Yeah, and this is it's not a bombshell. I just think it's important I get this out to people. I've been keeping it quite tight to my chest over maybe a number of years, but I just want everyone to know that you know, I've been struggling with mental health for a long time, and you know, general anxiety disorder is a curse. You know, it doesn't matter whether you've had a beer, it doesn't matter whether you're sober, it doesn't matter whether you go for a run. It's there. It's the monkey on your back, right? And the one thing I love about the fact is Jez and I've spoken. I've spoke to you, and all the guys out there. You know, you've been very supportive to me. I've lost 30 kilos in a year.
How many stone is that?
Maybe some of it's worry, because I always worry what you think of me, Jez. What I wanted to get across is the reason why I want to share this with people is that it's okay not to feel okay. It's not. I was never going to jump off a cliff, and I was never going to do anything really bad. But it just is so important to be able to talk and communicate 100%. To each other. And the one thing is that everyone thinks about me is that, oh, he's extrovert and he's the guy that's going to talk and whatever. You know, Andrew Green, Johnny H, Jez, you know, Phil Campbell, Steve Nichols, Chris James, George Hamilton, Sebi Turner, Alan Grassick, Anson Bailey, every single one of these people, and I'm sorry if I've missed a name off, has been a mate. And you don't realise it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to show your hand and hold your hands up and go, I can't really deal with this, right? It doesn't mean you're an alcoholic or you need to go an AA meeting or whatever. Whatever it is, it's just okay to
not be okay.
To give a monkeys about someone and talk, right? And that's the most amazing thing about being involved with the Piggies. Sorry to gush, but we'll move on.
I think
we'll move on. But I've said my thing, and and I will. I'm there for anyone that needs to talk.
Yeah, that's great.
No, that's fantastic. And I think you're absolutely right.
Exactly.
It isn't easy to sometimes.
No, it's embarrassing to admit it, but it is what it is, right?
It shouldn't be embarrassing.
It shouldn't be embarrassing at all.
It's difficult to sometimes feel vulnerable.
Exactly. And I think for the last 18 months, I think a lot of people have been feeling this kind of weight on their shoulders.
Yeah.
And I think, not even maybe the last 4 years, I think, especially when it comes to men, talking about mental health, has come to the real forefront. Especially in Hong Kong, we've had a lot of mental health issues for a few players, not just the Pot Bellied Pigs, but in the rugby community, where we sort of suffered a few tragedies, not very long ago, and we're still fresh in some people's minds. And I think that's just given a lot of people in our community to just be able to say, okay, let's talk about how things are not alright, and things doesn't have to be all honky dory on the outside, and it's alright to have an off day, right?
I'll just tap this off. The one most amazing thing that people need to really embrace, in my opinion, is that we all breathe the same air. We're all mortal. We all have this kind of like oh my God, I shouldn't really say that because oh my God, do you know what? I don't care. If you aren't feeling all right, just bloody tell you're not and talk to your mates. Even if it is a beer, it doesn't mean you're an alcoholic. Go for a beer. Just
it's easier said than done.
Suck the marrow out. I know that.
It's easier said than done.
But the most amazing thing, the reason why people suffer so much is the people that taste life so much are the ones that suffer the most. Is that they get it. They get how other people are feeling. So you layer cake it, right? You talk about what's going on and then what happens is you take on board everyone else's problems, and you don't need to, because ultimately all we're trying to do is just look after one another on our little journey on our life, because it is a finite journey, right?
Of course.
Right, yeah.
Of course.
Anyway, on a light note,
coming back from the darkness.
Where's the dark?
So let's talk about the darkness into light, I guess.
Right. I mean, I think it's a related topic, and I think most people know that Piggies have been doing the Darkness into Light walk for several years.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
You know, and if you don't know about the charity, you can certainly look at it online. But it is supporting mental health all over the world. I think they're based in Ireland, but I mean they have a chapter in Hong Kong.
Yeah, they do. They do.
It's difficult sometimes to get nowadays to get events scheduled with lots of people.
Yeah.
Right. So, but somehow we've managed, I guess, or they have managed to schedule an event. I think it's later in.
It's May 8th.
Is it May?
It's May 8th.
Yeah. And I know, like, there's something. It's not the full event, but it's close. And the Piggies we're in it again. And we're sort of kicking it off now. So I think there's
we're going for a little drive to get people on board. Yeah.
Right.
I think the thing about the 500 kilometer. Let's qualify everything.
Sure.
So let's recap. Pigs is the club. Fat Boy Tens is the tournament. We're trying to do a tournament on May 19. We've got the May 8th event, which is the Darkness into Light, which is not a piggy event. It's the Darkness into Light event.
But Piggies are getting involved with that.
We are, and we always have,
and we'll support it again. Yeah.
And I think what's brilliant about it is when I first started it, I couldn't even walk a kilometre. Now I'm doing like 20. So.
Oh mate, I'm envious. I'm envious of you.
And the one thing's brilliant about it is it started out as a charity in Ireland, and it's about darkness into light, meaning you come out the darkness and you walk into light, and there is hope for everyone, and it's kind of epitomises what we do with the Piggies, right?
Yeah.
We always kind of preach the positivity, and so Seb has set up an account, and he's done well with that. So I've stuck in £100. And a few other lads have. And so you put a yellow t-shirt on, you turn up at 5:30 in the morning on May the 8th in Saigon, and it's probably horrible and sweaty, but small price to pay, right? You do a bit of a wobble around Hong Kong Harbour, and you come back and you celebrate life and celebrate the fact that people come out the other end in a better place, and that's what Darkness into Light's all about. And again, it's a piggy thing, right? We're bound to latch on to all of that. There you go.
Right. So we'll be in it, and then at the end we'll have a bacon bap somewhere.
Oh.
If I eat a bacon bat, my wife will kill me. I'm allowed what's it called? A tofu bap.
Whoa! Like one of those fried tofu.
Oh, don't know, mate. I'm not allowed to eat anything fatty anymore.
But if you put enough HP or brown sauce
can you come and live in my house, Jez?
No, I'm alright.
It's like an impossible bacon bat.
Yeah, it could be impossible meat.
Well, okay.
What the heck is all this impossible stuff? Let's just discuss.
It's
I know
meat.
this is a talk. What is impossible?
Impossible.
It's
a veggie based patty, but it can bleed oil.
Okay,
right.
So
what you're trying to tell me is can I swear? It's bollocks. That's basically what it's at.
That's a swear word.
Okay.
All right.
This may be cut. This may be cut. It's fine.
This probably cut out. But
sounds
we
awful.
Can if we all know the vegetarians and vegans in our life, and they're great, right? And if we want some questions about impossible meat, direct those questions to Boris, because he's
yes, he is one.
He's
vegan.
John, I sometimes really have to struggle with your diplomacy.
But yeah,
I'm trying to bring Boris into the conversation, even though he's a thousand miles away.
Boris gets in our conversations whether you like it or not, and we miss him. The issue with the Fat Boy Tens, just to be succinct, is that as you know, the Pot Bellied Pigs is the club, and the Fat Boy Tens is the powerhouse, is the tournament. We couldn't run it in 20.
2020.
Yep.
So what we did was we thought we could run it in May 2021. So the basics are, we've got a full men's complement of teams, and we've got a full seniors complement of teams, and we've got pretty much a ladies division as well.
Okay, cool.
So the reason why we're doing it here is because, you know, we're very, very, very worried about obviously social distancing.
Of course.
We want to make sure that we you know, we're not the problem, we're part of the solution, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
So the jury's out at the moment, Jeremy, to be quite honest, about whether this tournament's going to happen. We've got the appetite for lots and lots of clubs to help us, and we're not in the business of having it as a
Someone's phone.
sorry, we're not having it as we're not having it as a So to recap, the Fat Boy 10s in May is going to be run at the King's Park. We've got ground sorted out, we've got referees sorted out, we've got PA sorted out, we've got teams coming, we've got a men's tournament, a senior tournament, we've got ladies tournament. But yeah, quite rightly, you know, I could put a spin on it and say it's all going to be brilliant, but we don't know yet. We can execute that. Everything as we know at the moment is ready to deliver it.
Just to say that the interest in the tournament in May has been very, very strong.
Yeah, the interest in the tournament has been brilliant. We've had an oversubscription for all the seniors.
It's awesome.
The ladies is something that I want to
push.
Not because I love ladies, but I do love ladies. But the ladies tournament, the women's tournament is something that we really need to push a little bit harder as a club.
I think it's great.
And I think that, you know, I mean, Johnny's the chairman, he's sat in front of me now. I think, you know, top down, we need to give that a really big kick more. The men's tournament is fairly simple to fill because the lads all come out.
They're all basically gagging for rugby, I think, at that time.
We are, but Jez, the most amazing thing is, for me, looking on it, is that everyone's quite happy to turn out, even it's public holiday. And it's you know, it's
a good day out.
The May 19th, and we you know, we postponed it from September, we postponed it from February 14. We're now in May. You know, in all my heart, and obviously you guys know it's my baby, the Fat Boy 10s to run it. We're not going to be able to run it in the Philippines in 2021. We're not. And so let's make something extraordinary better here, and then take it on a notch and see what we're doing.
All right.
And establish, and it's an opportunity maybe to establish another new tradition that we can carry on in years where we don't have a pandemic.
Maybe Chris Simpson will buy a beer.
Okay. And on that note, I think we should just end it at that.
That's probably a good spot.
Good spotter. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the Pig Pen episode 2, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.
Cheers. Woo. Piggies out.